Hey everybody, welcome back to the Peebs channel. Today I'm going to be going over every single Nintendo Wii game that I own. And I own a lot of them, so get comfortable. Unfortunately, this is not all of the Wii games I own. I have some other ones that I have in a different room, like the shitty ones that aren't good enough to go on my game shelf. We got these too. Alright, let's start. We got some work to do. I'm going to go through these in alphabetical order. That's my plan. I mean, I don't really know how else to do it. Unfortunately, I did stack them in the opposite direction, so that's great. And also, I don't have these included in the alphabetical order, so I don't really want to mix them in. I'll probably just separate them. I'll figure it out. Have their own pile. Give me just a second. Okay, I got this, I think, in alphabetical order. I'm pretty sure. If not, whatever. Sue me. AKA complain about it in the comment section. All right, let me set these on the ground. They're taking up like the entire screen practically. Before I go into the games, I'll give just a quick brief history of my experience with the Wii. I played a lot of N64 when I was in elementary school, but I really got into games when the GameCube came out. I was still very, very into video games and the whole gaming culture and everything when the Wii came out, though. I had recently started my YouTube channel, and I also graduated from high school early in the Wii's lifespan. So I started getting my own money, and of course, I used it to buy video games. My precious! My precious! Which is why I have so many freaking Wii games. I also have a lot of Wii games because I get them at thrift stores, etc. for the Goodwill Games videos I used to do. We used to do PB and Jeff videos on my Let's Play channel, so we always needed some crappy shovelware Wii shit to play. And I just like collecting physical video games in general and always have. So that's kind of why I have so many Wii games. It's by far the console that I have the most Wii. And I've always just liked collecting physical games anyway, so that is why I have so many Wii games. I definitely have more Wii games than I have games for any other console. I have a decent amount of GameCube and things like that, but a lot of Switch too, or Switch also, I should say. But nothing comes anywhere close to the amount of Wii games I have. My very own Wii. Alright, the very first game we are starting with is, unfortunately, 30 Great Games.
30 great games, 30 great games, 30 great games, yeah, 30 great games.
When I think of 30 Great Games, I think of the Wii U version, which I talked about in a PVG video a long time ago. The Wii version of 30 Great Games, on the other hand, I have never even played. I don't think I've even touched it a single time. I'm sure that just like its predecessor, it is a true, timeless classic. I assume this is one of the mini games that I bought at GameStop for PB and Jeff episodes. Unless I'm just memory wormholing it, we never played it, like I said. So I guess I can't really give much input. Let's go to the next game. Okay, moving from 30 Great Games, one of the worst games on the list, to probably one of the best games on the list, Animal Crossing City Folk. Like I mentioned, I was really into games when the Wii came out, but for some reason, I didn't play a lot of Animal Crossing City Folk, even though I really, really loved the Animal Crossing series. There wasn't any particular reason. I guess I just was still playing the DS version and the GameCube version, honestly. I don't remember exactly, but it probably was that, honestly, I just couldn't let go of my other towns to invest into this one. But as of recently, I have come to enjoy Animal Crossing City Folk a lot. In fact, it might be my favorite version. It's kind of hard to say. It's a tough pick between City Folk and New Leaf and the original GameCube game, and not really the DS version, and not really the Switch one either. Sorry, New Horizons. I like the classic GameCube version, and then I like how they updated some things with New Leaf on the 3DS. But I feel like City Folk is a nice mix between those two, like a kind of nice middle ground. I don't like the Mii heads though. They look weird. Next, we have another just absolute banger, Billy the Wizard Rocket Broomstick Racing. I played this on a live stream at one point. This is one of the worst games I've ever played, probably. I mean, if I'm being real. You just like this Harry Potter ripoff character, and you fly around, and the controls don't work, and considering all you do is fly around with the motion controls not working is kind of a big problem, if I'm being real. One of these days I might talk about it in a video, but haven't yet. Who knows? Chuck E. Cheese Party Games for the Wii. I mean, obviously it's for the Wii. This is just a shitty sellout game. I mean, that's really not that surprising, I imagine. 18 games in one. I mean, do they even count as games? I mean, I guess they do, but barely. I talked about this in one of my PVG sellout games videos. If you want to see me talk about it in more detail, there you go. Although, I'm not really sure why you would. Dude, we're going through my crappy pile really, really quick for some reason. Club Penguin Game Day! I never did Club Penguin. I didn't really have access to the internet, I think, when this was going on, my parents wouldn't let me play MMOs and stuff like that. But I did play Club Penguin Game Day on the Wii, and I'm sure it captures the essence of the original MMO game perfect. If I recall, we played this on PB and Jeff. I don't think we did that much of it, but you know, we played enough to get the gist of it. It's I know this is surprising, but it's actually not a good game. But to get flamed by the Club Penguin Game Day fans in the comment section. Dude, we are literally another game from the crappy pile. I have it separated into 3 piles. 2 of them are just 2 separate piles because I didn't want to stack them up too much from the game shelf. And then the 3rd pile, which is smaller than both of those piles, is already getting shorter. So far, we've got 5 of those and only 1 of the good pile. Well, not all the games on the shelf are good, but they're definitely good enough, or at least I like them enough for them to be on the game shelf instead of stored away. Cooking Mama, unfortunately, is stored away. Are there actually any good Cooking Mama games? I mean, that's a legitimate question. I'm not really sure. This one wasn't, though. If there is, this isn't one of them. Wasn't one of them like spyware or something? I remember that controversy. I didn't completely understand it. I think you're safe to play the Wii version. I don't think you will get hacked. I think you'll be fine, but you know, you might not be fine because the game sucks. All right, let's see. Are we getting up from the good pile this time? Yes, finally. Unfortunately, from the good pile, again with quotations around good, because we have Cursed Mountain. This is really not a good game. It's actually very boring, really. I did a video on this a long ass time ago. I don't even want to know how long ago that was. On my Peanut Butter Gamer channel, that is. This game looks really promising. It seems cool from the front. The graphics are not really that bad at all for the Wii. There's not a lot of horror games for the Wii, and there's not a lot of even M-rated games for the Wii, really. So there was a brief period of time where basically any M-rated horror game that came out on the Wii, I really wanted to try it. I really get hyped for it. Unfortunately, I don't think any of them were good. Maybe there was some. I can't think of one off the top of my head. This, unfortunately, was not one of them. But yeah, if you really want to hear more about Cursed Mountain, you can check out that insanely old video. I cannot promise if it's good or not. I legit don't remember much about it. Next we have the Blob. Did I really pay 99 cents? Oh, excuse me. I saved a member price. Dude, GameStop hooking me up. I saved 10 cents. Hell yes. Didn't Steven Spielberg or somebody like work on this game or something? I literally can't remember. For some reason, I've never played it. I guess I bought it for 89 cents and expected to try it at some point. Maybe on PB and Jeff or something, but I have never played it. Is this game good? I think that it is. Theoretically, it is. I sort of like let its reputation allow it to go up on the game shelf instead of stored away, but really, I don't even know much about it. You paint buildings, apparently. Next, we have Dead Space Extraction. I've actually talked about this game on one of these Gaming Ramble videos before. I'm assuming there's a handful of these that I have. This is a spin-off, I guess, of the Dead Space game. If I recall, it came out before Dead Space 2. It is an on-rail shooter. I think it's just sort of like additional story to the main game. Prepare yourself for the most cinematic action horror experience on the Wii. Hey, I just said there's no good M-rated horror games on the Wii. I guess this was one. I had fun with it anyway. I'm already proving myself to be a liar, and we're only in the first, like, 1/10 of this video. Yes, this is a prequel, so I think this takes place on the Ishimura as things are going to hell. It's been a while since I played. Okay, we've got Deal or No Deal. Dude, there's no way I paid this much money for that. That did not happen, I promise you. Maybe I paid $5? I definitely didn't pay more than that for this. Why I have left this tag on here, I guess I just didn't care. This wasn't even on the game shelf. You want to play Deal or No Deal and have a character that looks like this talking to you?
How old are you?
You want to have your me stand next to Howie Mandel or whatever his name is?
How old are you?
Then you gotta check this out. Otherwise, there's probably not a lot of reason to check it out. I mean, even if you want to play a Deal or No Deal game, you can probably find one better than this one. There it is for the Wii, Deal or No Deal. Even further into the bad game pile, I guess if you're looking to buy a game for the Wii, you really need to avoid the early letters in the alphabet. There's not a good ratio there. You might hit Animal Crossing City Folk, but you also might hit Deca Sports. Fan favorites. Did you happen to play Wii Sports for the Wii? Did you happen to play it so much that you wanted more, but you didn't really necessarily care if the quality of the games were as good as Wii Sports? In fact, you don't care if they're actually a lot worse than Wii Sports? Hey, I've got the game for you. The game I just said a second ago. They do have a lot of sports that are not in Wii Sports, so that's pretty much the only good thing I could say about it. I mean, they had basketball before Wii Sports Resort. I'm pretty sure this was before that. They had soccer, kart racing, curling. They had a lot of unique games for this, but yeah, just unfortunately none of them were any good, so that was really where they went wrong. And how many motion control minigame games are we gonna have in this? A lot. I don't know if we're counting, but a lot. The Dog Island. I'm pretty sure you ignore the for like alphabetical stuff, right? So yeah, we're still at D. I think that's how you do it. It's been a while since I was in school. It's a cute puppy. Wow. That's pretty much the only good thing about this game. Oh, actually, I can't lie. I've never played this game. I'm just assuming that it's not good. This is another game I bought at a thrift store. I thought I might use it for a Goodwill Games video. Hey, maybe I still will at some point in the future. Who knows? Looks like somebody's like cat was really angry at this game. They scratched it off. I guess because it was dogs. They wanted a cat version, so they were like upset, jealous about it. So they were like, there's someone's cat scratching it a little bit. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure this is great. I'm sure it's a super amazing game to play, but I haven't played it yet. It's on the list of games I really need to play it. I'm gonna play it any day now. Next we have Elabits. This very similarly to The Blob is a game that I've heard good things about, but have just never played. I must have picked this up somewhere, probably at a thrift store. I assume this is me trying to pull the thrift store tag off and failing. I hear really good things about this, so just haven't made time to give it a try yet, unfortunately. Dude, this box is dirty as hell. I didn't give it enough time to even clean the box, much less play it. I'm feeling bad. I feel like most of these games I've played, so we've already hit some that I haven't played yet. I mean, the ones that I got for Goodwill Game stuff, a lot of those I haven't played. But the good games on the game shelf, I feel like I've played almost all of those, so hopefully we will have a better ratio of games that I've actually played and have anything to say about. Like Endless Ocean! This game is so cool. I really, really like this game. I was actually thinking about doing a super chill live stream at some point playing this. Maybe I still will. We'll see. This game is like one of those vibe games. It's certainly not exciting, but it is relaxing and enjoyable. You just dive around, you discover things, and you even dream. Yeah, literally you're just a scuba diver and you like look at stuff. I don't even really remember what the point of the game is. I mean, you have like goals and things and there's levels and stuff like that, but mostly you just kind of look at fish and reefs and stuff. They actually made a new Endless Ocean game for the Switch 1 recently, right? Was that any good? I didn't check it out. I can vouch for this game though. I mean, it's one of those games that you probably know if you're gonna like it and if you aren't before you even try it. Okay, we got Fortune Street. I absolutely love this game. In fact, I did stream this. Speaking of streaming, I streamed this recently. Did, right? Pretty sure. This is one of those games that I am constantly trying to convince people to play with me, but for some reason people just don't like this game. I guess they don't like it because it's a party game that's boring. Maybe that's why. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably why. I don't think it's boring though. It's kind of like Mario Party, except it's really not. People compare it to Mario Party. It's really more like Monopoly though. There's very, very few mini games in this, mostly just like chance time kind of mini games. You just sort of move around the board and you try to make money by buying property and stuff. It's like Mario and Final Fantasy capitalism Monopoly. I don't know. I think it's fun. All right, we got Go Vacation. I am a fan of this game. I will say that. It has its flaws though. My wife also enjoys this game and she agrees with me. This game is something that it just feels like a game that has some missed potential. The idea of it is better than it actually is in execution, if that makes sense. It is a vacation island and you just sort of run around the vacation island in different resorts, and there's 4 different ones. You got like beach, snow, city, and horse. You got your own little house. You can collect things and decorate it and stuff like that. It's really, really cool in theory. It's just kind of underwhelming, if I'm being honest. But I do still like it. There's a Switch version that was out if you want to give it a try. Maybe I wouldn't recommend paying full price for it, but if you can get it on a discount, you might want to check it out. That's another game that I talked about in a Peanut Butter Gamer video. I believe that was Vacation Games. I don't think I really gave it much of a critique in that video or anything, but I definitely talked about it. I definitely dressed up as some kind of like character. That I remember doing that. Whether or not I actually talked about the game, I can't remember. So this is Hannah Montana. Well, I guess we gotta go in alphabetical order. This is Hannah Montana, the movie. This is the one that I talked about in
Top 10 Worst Licensed Games.
You play and dance as Hannah Montana or Miley Stewart. You explore Miley's hometown of Crowley Corners, and you perform hit songs, including 5 new movie tracks. Isn't that exciting? It's not. Then there's Hannah Montana Spotlight World Tour. I remember this is one of the games I talked about in my top 10 worst licensed games a very, very long time ago. I think that video was one of my funniest videos of that particular era, I guess. I think that was the Ghost Ride the Whip video, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, this is like a motion game where you like perform, quote unquote, with the motion controls. I mean, there's some of that in this game too, but at least this one has like this story stuff going on too. I mean, it's boring as hell, but at least it's better than this one. Were these on my game shelf or no? No, these weren't. They were at some point, but they got kicked off. Had to make room for some other stuff. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. One child's movie ticket free inside. Oh my god, I'm so excited to take advantage of that. So yeah, this is Harry Potter for the Wii. I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. In fact, I haven't played this one. I got this when I did my worst ever movie games on PBG. That was a more recent video. But I ended up not talking about this one. I ended up talking about a different Harry Potter game. So I haven't actually checked this one out. I thought this one could be funny because I remember people talking about it when it came out. It's like almost a first-person shooter. Like Harry Potter is just like the magic of the of Harry Potter is just completely gone. They're just like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, maybe if I do another movie game video, I'll actually give it a try. I doubt it's good though. Next we have, ooh, we're going into Harvest Moon. Yay! Hang around my toddler too much. Yay! Harvest Moon, Tree of Tranquility. Now that I'm thinking about it, I've never played this one. That's a kind of weird thing for me to admit. Well, no, I mean, I have played it. That's not true. I played a little bit of it, but I haven't played very much of it. Mostly because I have played an absolute ass ton of Harvest Moon Animal Parade, and I kind of think Animal Parade is just a slightly better version of Tree of Tranquility. Well, I mean, they're different. They're different enough, but for some reason, I just end up playing Animal Parade every time I want to play one of these Wii-era Harvest Moons. If you're a Harvest Moon fan, let me know. Should I give Tree of Tranquility more of a chance? I have footage of getting married in this game to Luna, I think it is, for my Harvest Moon Animal Parade video. I have another confession. I didn't do that. That was my wife who did that. She played Harvest Moon for me. I went to her and said, hey, babe. That's why I call her. I'm just cool like that. Can you please play Animal Crossing for me for my job? And yeah, she said, okay, I guess I can. But yeah, Animal Parade is one of my favorite Harvest Moon games. It is really up there. I used to not like it that much, but I feel like the older I get, the more I appreciate this version. I'm also really nostalgic for the PBG video I did on it. I'm not gonna lie, that certainly doesn't hurt. This is when the series was kind of deviating from the more realistic farm simulator, well, not necessarily realistic, but like realistic in vibes. Like Back to Nature and A Wonderful Life, those were sort of realistic vibes where you are kind of moving out into this like rustic Japanese village in Wonderful Life, in this really small farming town in Back to Nature / Friends of Mineral Town. They deviated more on these Wii ones with some sort of like magical-y kind of things. Cutesy anime stuff, goofy cutscenes and things. And largely speaking, I like the more realistic older versions, but this one stands out as one of the ones that I like in that cutesy anime style. And about just after Animal Parade, it really just kind of goes off a cliff and never stopped diving down. It's still going down, like all the way down. But this one I like though. I really should give Tree of Tranquility more of a chance too. Next we have High School Musical Sing It for the Wii. I paid $1.50 for this, and that was $1.50 too much. That's all I have to say about that. iCarly! I don't know what I paid for this because the tags are ripped off, but whatever I paid for this was also too much. I'm thinking I played this on a stream at some point. I recognize, yeah, these characters. I don't remember what I was doing, like what the stream was, but I definitely played this. Also, this guy is a freak of nature. Look how tall he is compared to them. I'm actually disgusted looking at him. He should feel ashamed of himself and his body that he has no control over. He should feel ashamed. I am body shaming this Wii character right now, and I'm not going to apologize. As a tall, lanky freak, I could say it. Imagine Party Baby. I mean, wait, sorry. This is Imagine Fashion Party. Imagine Party Babies is coming after. We have 2 games left in the bad pile. There's 2 games left. How are like all the shitty games I have like in the first 10 letters of the alphabet? What is happening? Imagine Fashion Party. So the Imagine series, a lot of you will know, is a notorious shovelware company or like brand. I don't know who actually makes these. They're covered up by tags, so can't really tell. Ubisoft at least published them, so another badge of honor for Ubisoft, our favorite company. But yeah, they were notorious shovelware games, and they had lots and lots of different things on the Wii and the DS. This is one that I got at the thrift store, I'm assuming. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I never played this one, but I guess I did actually. I played it for one of my top 10 like worst party games or something like that, and yeah, I didn't play it very long. I remember this segment, it was like 40 seconds long tops, and I'm not even really talking about the game. I'm just like rambling into my microphone while I play the trailer. I don't even think I recorded footage of it myself. It was all from the trailer. I mean, that's how great this game was. Now, Imagine Party Babies on the other hand. This is a classic. This is a gem. In fact, Why do I not have this on the shelf? This should be, I'm moving this to the game shelf. This is going back on the game shelf. I don't know why I ever took it off. Oh yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I kind of remember why I took it off. This game is bad in like a kind of funny way though. Admittedly, my memories of this are just laughing hysterically while playing it with Jeff on PB and Jeff episodes, so it wouldn't be fun to play on your own, but if you have some friends with you, wouldn't hurt if you're drunk, it could be fun. Okay, here we go. We're moving into some good shit. We got The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. We're to the L's now. Now, I've talked about this game a bunch. Obviously, I did an entire PBG video about it. I kind of notoriously, I guess, dissed this game when it first came out. I really didn't like it very much for some reason, and I can barely even remember why. I think I was just butthurt because I really liked Wind Waker and the cartoony cel-shaded stuff, and then they moved to this more like dark, gritty thing, and it felt like, as a Nintendo fanboy at the time, it felt like they were stabbing me. Literally stabbing me. Like Miyamoto stabbed me like himself. That's what it felt like. In a slightly more understandable, realistic explanation. I guess I felt like they were almost apologizing for Wind Waker. I don't think that was actually what they were doing, but it felt like they were shitting on Wind Waker. Like, we're sorry we did this cartoony game. Here's a serious, dark, gritty game. And so I kind of was like mad about it as a mega Wind Waker defender then and now. Still my favorite Zelda game. That Majora's Mask, I still can't really decide. It changes depending on the day. So I kind of had a vendetta against Twilight Princess, but it's another one of those games where I enjoy it more the older I get, I feel like. This is legit. I'm just gonna say right now, top 3 favorite Zelda games. I'm just saying it, and I don't care what you say or what you think or what you do. Then there is Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, I mean. A game that's almost the opposite. I feel like the older I get, the less I like Skyward Sword. Not that I don't like it, but I was a huge Skyward Sword defender at the time of its release. In fact, I think I even went on record at some point saying it was like my second favorite Zelda game. I don't really know why I said that. I still like the game. There's a lot of things to like about it. I really don't like, though, that you have to go back to the exact same areas all the time. The ending is also really unnecessarily long, it felt like. Like, right when you're about to get to the finale, like right at the end, they're like, wait, hold on. Go do all this other shit for like 2.5 hours first, and it's not really that fun of stuff to do. Just go do it anyway. The Tad Tones, or whatever the hell it's called, I can't remember. I really didn't like the ending of Skyward Sword, or at least the stuff leading up to the ending. The fight with Ganon and Ganondorf and everything, that was cool, but there was just some things to really complain about this game. I will say it has some of the best side quests in the entire series, probably next to Majora's Mask. But yeah, my opinion of Skyward Sword is definitely lowered, and my opinion of Twilight Princess has risen over time. I mean, both are obviously insanely great games. I'm comparing them to other games in the Zelda series. If I'm comparing them to other Wii games, I mean, these are both pretty much smack dab at the top, at least practically. And I'm just sitting here like actually contemplating, is Twilight Princess my favorite Wii game? I don't have to decide that. I'm not being paid to do that right now. I'm being paid to ramble about all the Wii games I own. I'll leave those existential questions for later. Maybe a different video. We're getting to another game that I feel bad that I have not played, even though I own. In fact, you can even see that it is sealed. Little King Story. I don't know why I never played this game. I had every intention of playing it. I just guess I never did. It kind of reminds me of Pikmin almost in a way. You have this sort of wand and you control your subjects and everything. Really cute art style. Done by XC, the same people who do like the Harvest Moon stuff. Or, I mean, it's the same publisher anyways. Oh, and yeah, it's Marvelous. Yeah, Marvelous. It is the same people who do Harvest Moon. Why haven't I ever played this game? I bet I would like it. If you've played this game, let me know in the comments. Should I unseal this and give it a try? Mario Party 9. Yeah, I mean, this sure is a Mario Party game, isn't it? Is this game better than 10? I feel like 10 is better, but I'm not really confident in saying that. I will say, I really like the box art. The box art looks pretty good. I love how prominent Wario is. He's just like hovering over Mario there. But yeah, this is not an era of Mario Party that I particularly enjoy. To be honest, when I really think about it, is there an era of Mario Party that I enjoy that isn't? Well, I mean, I like the N64 era a lot. I like the GameCube era pretty decently too, but I feel like it's one of those franchises that just kind of goes down a hill. I mean, I will say the newer games are definitely better than the Wii ones. In particular, 9 and 10. 8 is alright. I'll give you the pass for today, 8. But yeah, 9 and 10 were definitely the worst. They brought the car thing. I mean, they just completely like changed what Mario Party even was. Lame. Still goes on the good shelf, but only because it's Mario. And obviously we're at the end, so we're gonna keep with Mario for a bit, and we'll have some more Mario later when they start going into Super Mario. That's always annoying when I'm organizing my games in alphabetical order. We have Mario and Super Mario. It's kind of irritating me, but that's okay. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. I believe this is a game that I've only played on PB and Jeff. To be honest, I've never been a huge Sonic fan. Well, that's not true. Actually, I was a Sonic fan when I was a kid, but it was because I liked the cartoons. I never really played the game. It's not that I didn't like them. I just never, I didn't own them, so I didn't really know much about Sonic other than the cartoon. But yeah, this is just a mini game compilation thing. I mean, is this even a good game? I actually don't even really know enough about it. I mean, I know of it. I did some hacking stuff with it in videos, and I keep just like dropping the games. I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't have that much to say about it, to be honest. Mario Strikers Charged, not Super Mario Strikers Charged. I kind of thought that's what it was called, but the first game on the GameCube is called Super Mario Strikers. I guess Super Mario Strikers Charged is too long of a name. I'm actually a big fan of Mario Strikers, the original. I know people often like this version better than the GameCube one. I'm not really one of those people, unfortunately. I think I like the GameCube one more. Obviously, the GameCube version is a arcade sports game. I mean, clearly, you got superpowers and items and things, but it did feel a little bit more like a real soccer game than this one does. This one is just like a little too over the top for me. I actually like soccer. I like some certain sports games here and there, but I want it to feel more or less like a real soccer game. I mean, in the original game, this is a big thing for me with soccer games. They have actual nets in that game. Like, you shoot the ball into a net, usually. I want the net in the game. That's kind of where you lose me. You lose the nets, you lose me. That's a weird standard, but it is what it is. I guess they have real nets in this one, but I don't really remember them very well. What am I talking about? I don't know. It just feels more crazy and wacky, and I kind of like the original game feeling a little bit more like a real, quote-unquote, real soccer game. Yeah, this one you have the supercharge mechanic, and you can kind of score like multiple goals at once, which you can do on the first one, if I recall, as well. I don't know. It's been a while since I played this Wii one. But yeah, it's not a bad Mario Strikers game. Oh, okay, so that's actually all the Mario stuff. So I guess, well, we have Super Mario coming up at some point. But for now, we are on to the second to last game in my pile that was in the stored away in the other room. I can't believe we only have 2 left. We still have so many of the other ones left. Mini Desktop Racing. This is kind of notorious for being one of the worst games on the Wii. I did a top 10 worst Wii games video forever ago on PBG. I don't remember if I put this game on there though, did I? I can't remember if that video is any good or not, but I think that's why I bought this game, but I'm feeling like I didn't actually include it. I guess there's so many bad Wii games that Mini Desktop Racing didn't make the cut, or maybe I'm just misremembering. But yeah, it's just a like top-down isometric racing game. I kind of like that sort of game. It reminds me of the mode in Kirby Air Ride. The isometric racing game is probably my favorite mode on that. But yeah, I mean, Mini Desktop Racing's not as good as that game. That's probably not that surprising, but it is what it is. Crappy shovelware game. I feel like I've seen this logo here before, and it's usually not a good game. Maybe there's some good ones. Maybe I'm slandering Conspiracy Entertainment, but I feel like they didn't make like any good games at all. I'm just gonna go out and say it. Hopefully I don't get sued for my opinion. Okay, next we have, oh my god, my mortal enemy. Oh no, it's MySims! Oh my god! Yeah, this was one of my like old school video game YouTube review games where I like, oh, that was my worst enemy, MySims. I was forced to play it. I actually, that sort of did stem from a true story, I guess. I was really excited about MySims. I thought it was gonna be like Animal Crossing meets The Sims. It's really like none of those games. Actually, you just kind of move into this town that sucks, and then you build stuff for people, and I don't know. It was just very disappointing. Not nearly as bad as I made it out to be in the video. Admittedly, that was mostly just for fun. But even in the MySims games, it's the worst one in my opinion, at least the ones that I've played. MySims Kingdom is a little bit better than that. It's a little bit more of a story. You're not really building stuff. Or maybe you are. It's been a bit since I played. But I don't know. It's just structured a little bit better. You kind of go from island to island. It's definitely a kid's game. I do think that kids would largely enjoy this series. I think the part of the problem was I was just a little bit too old. I wasn't really quite the target demographic for these games. And then there is MySims Agents, which I do remember being better than Kingdom. Oh, for the record, I should mention this because I'm gonna have some sticklers in the comments. When I sort my games in alphabetical order, when I get to a series of all the same games, I don't actually order those in alphabetical order. I order them by the date that they release, which is why these are not actually in alphabetical order. Because I mean, it gets to MySims, so I don't want to. It gets confusing if I order them in actual alphabetical order. I just want to order them in the order that they came out chronologically. So there you go for some people who are probably irritated by that. Yeah, MySims Agents was the third one. This is the best of the series, if you ask me. The game went from like a town building thing to sort of like a comedic fantasy series where you go around and solve people's problems. And yeah, you like travel to different areas. I don't really think I actually covered much of this game. I mean, especially a lot of my old videos, I didn't really go into that much depth. I was just kind of having fun and goofing around. So yeah, like whatever this is here, I never saw whatever that is. Looks pretty cool. That could have been fun, I guess. But yeah, the best of the series, for whatever that's worth, I guess. Then we have MySims Party. This is a party game that uses Wii motion controls. Yeah, big surprise there. It's a classic. I'm being sarcastic, obviously. I never did a full video on that, but I think I did put it in my worst party games video. Then we have MySims Sky Heroes. I guess, realistically, I shouldn't say Agents is the best. I never actually played this one. I guess I got it. I was intending to do a video on it, but by the time I actually realized this game even existed, I had pretty much moved away from my MySims saga era, I guess, if you will. If I could go back in time, I'd probably just do it. I mean, why not? Like, might as well complete it. But I think it's probably too late for at this point. I'm probably not gonna see that MySims Sky Hero video anytime ever. But never say never, I guess. Maybe I'll get really bored one day. Next we have NBA Jam. NBA Jam, I guess was originally an arcade game. I first played it on the Super Nintendo. I still probably like that version more than any of the newer ones that they made. Although this one is more of an era of NBA that I care about. I mean, we got Dirk Nowitzki in there. Who is that? Wait, is that Dirk Nowitzki? It's a white guy who plays basketball and he's tall, so it might be him. I mean, I still like the NBA. I know some of you guys probably don't know that. I actually do like basketball. I used to watch it with my mom growing up and everything. So I have a connection to the NBA. I do enjoy watching it. But I was really into the NBA at this point, so I did enjoy this game. Also, I guess I can't really mention this particular game without mentioning that my name is in the credits. So I entered a contest way back in the day, and I made a catchphrase for the game, and they picked like a bunch of them, and they put them through a bracket, and the top 4 got to have their phrases in the game, and you got your name in the credits and everything, so that was pretty cool. No More Heroes. I have a kind of complicated history with this game. I've talked about it a few times. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of M-rated games for the Wii back in the day, so I was always looking for a good, mature-rated game so I could convince people, yeah, the Wii is not just for little kids, guys. It's got some cool games on it, too. It's got some mature games. And No More Heroes was that for a lot of people, but for me, I don't know. I just didn't really enjoy the gameplay very much. To be honest, I can't even really remember what this game is about. You're, like, killing people. That's pretty much all I can remember. You're just a guy who uses the toilet when he saves the game, and he kills people. That's pretty much all I can remember. There's a lot of blood. Yeah, No More Heroes 2. This is the sequel. I actually have barely even played this game. I don't even really know why I own it, if I'm being honest. I guess I was gonna do a video about these games at some point, maybe. Maybe that was it. But yeah, that never happened, and I have hardly touched this game. I wonder if this game's worth anything. It seems like the kind of game that would maybe be worth something in decent condition these days, but I haven't actually looked into it. A much better game, if you ask me. Not mature rated, but definitely a more mature themed game. Muramasa the Demon Blade. I was always a big fan of the game Odin Sphere for the PS2, a very stylized fantasy side-scrolling action RPG. And Muramasa the Demon Blade is made by the same company, Vanillaware, which it confuses me because the name Vanillaware is actually not on the box anywhere, at least not that I can see. But yeah, I mean, I literally just double-checked to make sure. It is made by the same people. Super beautiful 2D art in these games. Honestly, that's one of the main reasons to even play it, is just to look at how gorgeous this game is. But the gameplay is really fun as well. You play, I think, as her first, and then later on you can play as this guy. I can't remember the names. I barely even remember the story at all. I just remember the amazing art and gameplay. One of the best Wii games, actually. I really love this game. I need to play through it again. It's been too long. All right, we're moving on to the second pile now. We have Pikmin, the new play control Wii version of Pikmin. And of course, I also have Pikmin 2. I'll just go ahead and pull that out. I still think these Wii versions are my favorite way to play. I mean, you can play the Switch version, I guess. It has the motion controls, but it does feel like this is a game that should have been made for the Wii instead of the GameCube, just because the Wii motion controls are so perfect for that. It's basically like RTS games when you think about it. I think I prefer the first game. I don't know why. I've always enjoyed the first one a lot, and while I do enjoy the second one, for some reason the cave stuff, the stuff with the caves, I just never really cared that much about it. I want to be outside of the caves in the open world, but one of these days I'll have to give Pikmin 2 more of a detailed playthrough. I know back in the day when me and Jeff played it through on PB and Jeff, people got mad at us because we played to the credits, but we didn't like really quote unquote beat the game because there's a lot of extra stuff after that. I will still every now and then hear someone mention like, why didn't you finish Pikmin 2? I don't know. I guess I just vaguely didn't like the caves. Is that a good reason? Probably not. The first Pikmin game though, that's one of those games I could pick up and replay like almost at any point. Punch Out! I'm pretty sure I put this on games I'll probably never play again. I can't remember. Maybe I feel like I did. It's not a bad game by any means, but I don't know. It's fairly one-dimensional. The story is pretty boring, really, when you think about it. I was actually kind of surprised that they put Little Mac in Smash Brothers, honestly. It just seems like kind of a pretty obscure Nintendo character, really. I guess it makes sense, though. He's literally a Nintendo character that fights, so I guess it makes sense that he was in the game. Oh, baby. From a game I'll probably never bother playing again to a game I play like once every 2 years at least. Resident Evil 4. I still love this Wii version for the motion control. Obviously, they did do the remake recently, and I enjoyed the remake quite a bit, but I still think that this original version, it still holds a special place in my heart. I feel like I will jump back and forth between playing the remake and the original throughout my life because, I don't know, the original version just has so much camp to it. It feels more silly and goofy at times. It's still a horror game, but the new version, it feels a little bit more realistic and dark, I guess. You don't get those goofy dialogue between Leon and the evil characters and stuff like that, at least not as much. But yeah, I prefer this version over the GameCube version, I think, just for the Wii motion control. In fact, I don't know why I said I think. I know. I'm not really sure if that's a hot take or not. Ooh, look at this. We got Rune Factory Frontier. I love this game. Another one of my favorite Wii games. I have always wanted to do a video on this. One of these days, I'm gonna have to. For those of you who are unfamiliar, this is a Harvest Moon spin-off, if you will. In fact, the original game on the DS calls itself Rune Factory, a fantasy Harvest Moon. It's very similar to Harvest Moon in that you have a farm and everything, but it's also a fantasy game. There's a bunch of different dungeons and stuff. You can see the disc is actually not in here because it is in my Wii U because I was playing it recently. I freaking love this game. It's by far my favorite Rune Factory. I know some people like 4 the most, but no Rune Factory has really come close to topping this one for me. Okay, so we are on to the S's. I think there's a lot of S games. I'm gonna guess like 10 at least. First, we have Sin and Punishment. This is a game that I talked about on my top 10 best Wii games video. I used to do a lot of top 10s on my Peanut Butter Gamer channel. I still sometimes miss doing that format of video, if I'm being honest. Usually when I would do those videos, I would ask people like on Twitter or whatever, like what their favorite games were for the console, and I try to find some on there that I had never played and give them a try and see if I think they're worth putting on the list. This is one of those games. I had never played Sin and Punishment before. I didn't even really know what it was about. It's basically an on-rails shooter game. You kind of fly around and shoot things with the Wiimote. That doesn't necessarily sound that amazing, but in practice, it actually is a great game. I would highly recommend it if you're interested in that kind of thing. This game also seems like the kind of game that would be pretty pricey these days. And I don't know if there's any other way to play it other than the Wii. I don't know if they ever like ported this to anything. This might be a pricey game now that I'm thinking about it. This one was out of order. Whatever. I'm just gonna cover this now. This is The Price is Right on the Wii. Why is this even on my shelf? I'm actually gonna put it in the not shelf games now. Yeah, it's The Price is Right. Cool. Whatever. Sonic Colors. I don't think I actually bought this game. I think someone might have given it to me or something. I've never played it. I'm not really big on Sonic. I'm not a Sonic hater by any means, so don't jump on me in the comments. I did do that one, like, Sonic Heroes video that one time. Yeah, so hopefully nobody remembers that, because every now and then I'll see some, like, viral tweet or something of people making fun of, like, early 2010s reviewers for shitting on Sonic games, and I usually get left out of that conversation. I only did the one video, so nobody talk about it, even though I just talked about it. I don't want the Sonic fans that have all grown up now coming after me on Twitter. I actually am not a Sonic hater, okay? I just don't like him. I don't hate him, I just don't like him, okay? Sue me. I'm being a little facetious. Anyway, Sonic Colors, I've never played it, really. Someone can let me know. Is this a good one? I have no idea. Wake me up when the cartoon comes on. That's what I want to watch the cartoon. New Super Mario Brothers Wii. These games are just like, eh. I mean, they're obviously above average games. I mean, they're solid platformers, but this was kind of an uninspired Mario series, if you ask me. I mean, a couple of them were good. When they moved to New Super Mario World on the Wii U, I really like that game. I even like the new Super Mario, or rather Super Mario Land. I'm getting the names mixed up. The 3DS one, I like that one. But these strictly like 3D looking 2D games that are inspired by the original, I could do without them. I assume that they were pretty big money makers for Nintendo, but I don't know. I can never remember which is which. In my head, they're all the same game. Okay, now we're talking. Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. I like how much brighter this one is. I'm still pissed that they didn't include Mario Galaxy 2 in that sweet Switch triple bundle, the Mario games. What am I supposed to play the Switch version, and then after I beat that, I'm supposed to like put my Switch away and pull out my Wii? Like, this is just inconvenient for me, Nintendo. Please, re-release Mario Galaxy 2 for the Switch 2. Why not? It's got a 2 on it. It's perfect. Definitely some of my favorite Wii games. I mean, if you put a gun to my head, like, what's the best Wii game? I mean, I'd probably be like, oh my god, what's happening? But I might just blurt out without thinking, oh, Super Mario Galaxy. I might say Twilight Princess too. Twilight Princess was also on the GameCube, so Mario Galaxy, that was a specific Wii game. Uses some motion control, obviously, but I like that they don't use it too much, you know? It's still mostly just a platforming game with a joystick. You obviously use the Wiimote to spin, attack, and I really love, actually, the levels that you are on top of the ball, and you have to move the Wiimote around and try not to fall off the cliff. I love those. I die constantly on them, even though they're realistically not that hard, because I try and speed run them. I just want to do it as fast as possible as like a challenge. I'm constantly falling. I like the ones where you're on the manta rays and you're surfing. That's cool. Actually, most of the motion control stuff in the game is actually really fun to me, and every time I get to one of those levels, I'm excited to do the actual motion control levels. But generally speaking, it's a typical Mario platformer. These games, especially the first one, I feel like the second one is a little more difficult. Maybe it's been a little bit since I played, because usually when I get in the mood for the game, I'll start with the first one and I'll replay that, and I don't always get to 2. I need to play through 2 again at some point though. But yeah, especially the first one, it's one of the easier Mario games if you ask me, but the vibe is just so chill. I love the music, the graphics are amazing. One of the ultimate vibe games. Super Swing Golf. I only played this a little bit on a live stream. I did a Goodwill Games live stream. This is a golf game, obviously, but it's sort of similar to Hot Shots Golf, more recently known as Everybody's Golf, at least in the US. I have no idea if this is made by the same people. I really don't, because they're always changing the name of their series. But if it's not made by the same people, it's clearly inspired by the same people. You have these kind of quirky characters, more so anime-ish, anime girls and stuff in this one. Like kind of hot-looking anime boys and girls or whatever, I guess, was the vibe for this one, whereas Hot Shots Golf was more like goofy, weird-looking characters. And then you have a caddy that'll follow you around and say some things at you every now and then when you swing your golf club. I'm actually a big fan of the Hot Shots Golf series. I recently did a PS2 video on Peanut Butter Gamer, and I was basically just playing PS2 games for an entire month and not playing anything else. And one of the games I tried out was Hot Shots Golf, and I love that series now. I'm looking for some of the other games in the series. They're making a new one, Everybody's Golf, that's coming out, I think, on the Switch 2 or whatever it is. No, it's PS4, excuse me. I'll have to try that one out too. I've tried I think the PS3 version, Everybody's Golf. That was a great one as well. If you like these sort of silly arcade sports games, I highly recommend the Hot Shots Golf / Everybody's Golf series. Yeah, and then there's Super Swing Golf. It didn't seem as good to me, but it was alright. You know what? I've downgraded a couple of the games that I had on my shelf to the storage room pile. I'll go ahead and put this one. This one's getting upgraded to the game shelf. I'm adding it. Okay, we're done with the S's. There wasn't as many as I thought. We are on to the T's. Tamagotchi Party On! This game is super, super cute. It is a Tamagotchi party game. The only downside is that it sucks. Kind of unfortunate. It's actually been so long since I played it, I can't even really remember why it sucks. I just remember that it does. Trauma Center Second Opinion. Is this the sequel? I actually don't know. I assume that it is the sequel. That's why it's called Second Opinion. I remember specifically getting this in some kind of discount pile at like Walmart maybe? Or something like that. It was like in one of those boxes where they had games that weren't selling and you could buy them for like a few bucks. I bought it. I thought I might try it or like talk about it in a video or something, but I never did. These games were like originally on the DS, I want to say, and you do surgery, like mini games kind of. I feel like they're good games, right? I never actually really got into it though, so I don't know. I can say that at least I assume this game is worth more than I bought it for, so that's something I can say. Because I got it for cheap. Tatsunoko versus Capcom Ultimate All-Stars. I don't really play a lot of fighting games. Even when I got this game, I didn't play a lot of fighting games, but I was doing a tournament for a convention known as SGC, Screw Attack Gaming Convention, that unfortunately doesn't exist anymore, but I was really into one of the events that they did called the Iron Man of Gaming Tournament. It was basically a tournament for anyone who entered the convention could go to it and enter the tournament for free. You would basically compete in a bunch of different genres of video games, and the people who scored enough points would move on to the second round, and you would basically play on stage in front front of a crowd. It was really, really cool. I made it to the main stage once. That was fun. I think that might have been this year where Tatsunoko vs. Capcom was the fighting game that was chosen. Even though I practiced a lot, I really felt like I was maybe going to be able to earn some points on Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Unfortunately, I totally blew it when it came down to it. I completely failed. I think I got all my points on Crazy Taxi for the Dreamcast, for the racing game that they did. But yeah, all my time spent practicing in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, it was for naught. I earned 0 points. A decent game, but I mean, I only had it because of the tournament I was practicing for. WarioWare Smooth Moves. This is my favorite WarioWare game. I like a lot of the WarioWare games, but it's definitely the best in my opinion. I just think that the Wii motion control stuff works perfectly for these mini games. I still can't believe that the WarioWare games utilized the motion control for mini games perfectly, where Mario Party games never did. I mean, I can't think of very many good motion control Mario Party mini games, but basically every WarioWare mini game is good. It still drives me crazy that, like, they made this entire console with motion controls, and everybody and their grandma who makes games for the Wii is trying to make motion control party mini games, and Nintendo made these games that look like they were originally made for the GameCube that they just decided to release on the Wii instead. They barely even utilize the motion control most of the time. Still drives me crazy. Anyway, WarioWare Smooth Moves is an amazing game though. All the micro mini games are so cool. I think it would be so fun to design mini games for this game. Like, imagine that being your job. A WarioWare mini game designer. You just like go to work and pick some crazy thing, and you can pick any art style you want and just go crazy with it. Very fun game. Pretty fun multiplayer too. We Cheer 2! This is a game that I got at Goodwill. I just got it for the Goodwill Games video. It made a fairly entertaining segment, I guess. I turned the entire thing into a song, if I recall. Yeah, it's surprisingly not that bad of a game, actually. You'd think it would suck. I mean, I'm not interested in cheerleading in the slightest, but if you are, you could do worse than We Cheer 2, I imagine. All right, here's a game I have a major soft spot for. We Ski and Snowboard. This is made by the same people who did Go Vacation. I mean, in that game, they have an entire snow island area. This is just an entire game of the snow stuff. Of course, they had We Ski first, which I actually never played, and then they released We Ski and Snowboard. Around the time this game came out, I had gone snowboarding for the first time, and I really, really loved it. Unfortunately, I've never been back since. It was the only time I ever went. But I found that playing this game kind of reminded me of the fun times I had snowboarding, so I really enjoy putting this on. Super chill. There's not really that many things to do. I mean, there are little quests and things, but mostly I just like sliding down the mountain, whatever, having a chill time. I guess you can use the Wii balance board if you want. I've never done it before. I can't imagine that using the Wii Motion balance board is really that great of a gameplay experience, but hey, maybe it is. Wheel of Fortune! Pretty cool. Yep, this is a game I got for PB and Jeff, and that's it. I hate playing Wheel of Fortune on like videos and live streams. It's not as bad as playing Jeopardy, but playing Wheel of Fortune on live stream makes me feel really, really dumb, because I'll get some puzzle and it seems like so spelled out, and I just cannot I can't figure it out. Part of it is the pressure of like being on live stream or whatever, but it just makes me feel really dumb. I do like spinning the wheel though. Honestly, this should probably be in the crappy games also. Now, a game that will never leave my game shelf. If every other game is stripped down and I only have one game on the shelf, it's gonna be Wipeout the Game. This game is unironically hilarious. Based off of the hit ABC TV show. You just do the obstacle courses, you watch your characters get smacked and fall around. It is some of the best ragdoll gameplay you're ever gonna see. I honestly can't believe how funny this game is sometimes. Oh god, we broke our neck. Next, we've got Wii Music. This box looks amazing. By far, one of the best looking boxes on the Wii. Unfortunately, the game is lame as hell. Creative, that's honestly, they're calling it creative fun. It really isn't. It's really not very creative at all. I talked about it in a like worst Nintendo games video. I don't love it. It's one of those games that I want to like. I mean, I love Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, and I love the Miis and things like that, but unfortunately, this game is just one of the worst ones in the series, really. There's just not that much to do. I can only pretend to play guitar for so long before I realize that I'm not having fun. Then we've got Wii Party. Now, this game actually is a lot of fun. I didn't play this game when it first came out, but I have recently played it, and I'll say I've had fun playing this game, even just playing against the computers. I've literally never never played it against real people. I'd love to do that at some point, but I guess when you have people over to play a party game, you know, they usually want to play something like Mario Party. Like, maybe I can convince people to play Fortune Street or something. Maybe if I'm lucky. Maybe some Shrek Super Party. But Wii Party usually doesn't come up. I don't even usually think to suggest it, unfortunately. One of these days, I'll have to get some people to play it with me, though. It's not a bad game at all. Then there is Wii Sports Resort, unironically one of my favorite games of all time. Another game for the Wii with Mii's that you're supposed to play with other people, but I have fun even just playing it by myself. If I could live in any game, it would be this one. Maybe Animal Crossing, but probably this one, honestly. I want to live on the vacation island. I still wish that Nintendo would make a game like this, similar to Go Vacation, but with actual, like, high quality motion control games like Wii Sports Resort. If you can merge Wii Sports Resort and Go Vacation and make like one game combined, take the best things of those games and put it together, like the cool vibe and idea of Go Vacation, but the actual good gameplay of Wii Sports Resort, that would be like the perfect game. And there's actually 12 games and they have different variations on each, so it's really more like 30 plus games or whatever. The best is still 3v3 basketball. I don't know why I love that game so much. I just like seeing the ball swish into the net. I'm a simple man. Ball goes into net and swishes. I like it. Ball doesn't have a net or it hits a net and the net doesn't swish. I'm done. I don't like the game and I don't like you. And the last but not least, we have Zack and Wiki, the only Z game I have. Quest for Barbarossa's Treasure. Similar to Sin and Punishment is another game that I had never played when I did my top 10 Wii games, but when I asked people what their best Wii game was, it came up a few times, so I had to check it out, and I have to say it was very, very solid. Basically a puzzle adventure game. It utilizes motion control and stuff like that. The characters are fun and quirky. It's a solid game for sure. And that is that. I actually, believe it or not, do not have any other Wii games. We went through, let me count them, 5 Wii games. Thanks for sticking around through all of them. If you want to check out another Gaming Ramble video, I'll throw a couple up here. If you made it this far, you might as well like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate you a lot. Let me know, what are some of your favorite Wii games that you have in your collection? I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.